So let's be honest right now. Us as Americans have it made very, very easily. We have cell phones that we can contact people, just give them a call, we don't have to walk over to them, across the country. We have cars to transport us from here to there, we don't have to walk anywhere, take a bike, nobody does that anymore, that's so 50 years ago. And then on top of that, we have TVs that entertain us all day long. So who needs to go out to a show or to the movies when it's at the comfort of your own home? That makes us all lovely couch potatoes. So because society is constantly trying to make more innovations for us and trying to make everything easier and more efficient, they're slowly killing us. And because of that, most people welcome these luxuries with open arms. So that's why society is giving us more and more luxuries. For instance, that little skateboard thingy where you press your feet. Why isn't anybody walking anymore? They're using that skateboard, hoverboard thing, and it's killing us. So I've witnessed myself, everyone, my clients, as well as my friends and family turning into couch potatoes. They're hungry, they're lazy, they get tired faster, and that's part of the reason why I became a trainer, is because I wanted to be their inspiration and I wanted to help change their lives. So today I want to educate you guys on where America is at with their activity levels and what simple things you guys can do to change that to be a little bit more active. And today I want to encourage you and persuade you to live a more healthy, active lifestyle. So Americans live an inactive lifestyle at the expense of their own life. According to Centers of Disease Control and Prevention, more than 1/3 of adults, that's 35.7 of adults, are obese. That's a huge number. 17% of children and adolescents, so ages 2 to 19, are obese. This number tripled since 1980. So think of all those innovations they're giving us, it tripled. That's such a huge problem that it's with our children too, that they're growing up to be this way. Obesity is a chronic disease, and chronic disease may lead to death, so it's very, very serious. In 2008, the medical cost of obesity was $147 billion, with a B, dollars. That's a huge amount, and it's affected by their lifestyle. You're not born with obesity. It's because this is the way they were living. An article called Sedentary Lifestyle Linked to Depression by Sharon Lehman states, based on hundreds of thousands of participants, Chinese researchers found that sedentary behavior was linked to 25% higher depression compared to people who were not so, they were more active. The study's team also saw differences depending on people. So people that prefer to watch TV were 13% more higher of depression, and then people, this was interesting, that were most likely to go on the computer or social media in their spare time when they were just kind of relaxing, they're 22% more higher risk of depression. But regardless of the sitting around doing nothing, diet has a huge part in it. And according to Andre Picard, it matters to your heart, your brain, and your bones that it's not just your body shape or your weight or anything like that. It's actually everything you intake in your body. The Globe and Mail article states that manual tasks in the home have also largely disappeared. We vacuum instead of sweep. We have dishwashers instead of manually washing the dishes. My mom got rid of our dishwasher and forced me to wash it by hand. And we have tractors to cut the lawn, so nobody's really pushing the lawn. So if you've ever heard of Roomba, the vacuum cleaner, it's a little robot circle. My mom bought one, and I was so angry with her because why would you just press a button and let it vacuum for you? That's a perfect way of exercise. You're using your arms and everything. I was very, very upset with her. So that's one reason, or one example of how we're getting lazier and lazier. In the same article, it states 10% of people walk or take public transportation to work. The same is true for 90% of kids. They're transported to work or school by their parents instead of riding a bike or walking. There's a small but growing minority population that exercises. So there's few amount of people that are on a crave of really, really exercising. They run, they swim, they do CrossFit or whatever the fad fitness trends are going on. But we are not going to exercise on our way to the real health crisis of sedentary behavior, or more accurately called the sitting disease. Fortunately, there are few we can do for our improvement of our active lifestyle. MedicineNet.com gives 10 benefits for walking. We do it every day. We've done it since we were like a year and a half years old. Some sources are walking prevents type 2 diabetes. The Diabetes Prevention Program showed that walking 150 minutes per week lose just 7% of your body weight, and that's 12 to 15 pounds. And you can reduce risks of diabetes by 58%. Walking is good for your brain. In a study on walking and cognitive function, researchers found that women who walked equivalent of a pace about 1.5 hours per week had significantly better cognitive functions, unless they declined the women who walked less than 40 minutes per week. Walking is good for your bones as well. Researchers show that postmenopausal women who walk approximately 1 mile per day have a higher full-body bone density than a woman who walks shorter distances. And walking is also affected in slowing the rate of bone loss from the legs. Walking also helps alleviate symptoms of depression. Walking for 30 minutes 3 to 5 times per week for 12 weeks reduces symptoms of depression as measured per week as a state of depression questionnaire by 47%. Cleaning your house with a washcloth. Just go do it. You need soap, you need water, hot water, scrub everything down. It works just the same. You don't need to have a Swiffer or anything like that. Get on your hands and knees and work your body. It's not that big of a deal. Take the stairs as often as possible. Right outside here, I watched 3 people take the elevator up. They could have perfectly walked up the stairs. It wasn't even, I don't understand why people take the elevator, and they're scared anyways. And garden, do some yard work. I understand that most of our lawns are brown right now, but it's okay to plant sunflowers, ones that want sun. Do different things, like make your yard pretty, get some movement in your body. That's the whole point. There's simple things that you can make a difference in. Go for a family walk after dinner, and this is a huge thing too because it helps your digestion process, is have some more bonding time with your family and take a walk and talk about how your day was. Just take 5 minutes out of your day, walk around the block, or even your dog. Dogs count as family. And then also, so in conclusion, we can take shortcuts in our life or cut our lives short. Or we can choose to lessen our risk of health disease and improve our mental and physical health. We can choose to lessen our risk of sedentary by making a few simple changes like parking in the farthest parking lot or taking the stairs. We can take shortcuts in our life or cut our lives short. The choice is yours.
Thank you. Jess, what did you think?
I didn't really know what your attention grabber was. Like, I really didn't know what your speech was going to be about, like, for a while, like, when you first started talking. I had a feeling it was going to be something about fitness because I just assumed, but you had a lot of site sources. You did I counted 7 or 8, so that was really good. You gave a lot of really good, interesting facts, like the 35% of adults that are obese and like 13% of people that watch more TV are depressed. Like, I didn't know things like that, so that was really cool. You got really nervous towards the middle, I know, because you didn't know part of your speech, and you started stuttering a lot and reading off of your cards a lot, so you were looking down you just started stuttering a lot more. But when you were talking about personal experiences, like with your mom and the robot vacuum cleaner, or whatever, you got more into it, and we saw like more of your face, and you showed how much you like really cared about this subject. So that was really good. Yeah. Yeah, you got 2 into your paper, and your closing was really good. I liked your closing statement, so that was really good. So you like wrapped it all up really well.
Okay, thank you.
All right, the language of it is pretty good. You're going to have to work on that pronunciation because it's killing you. It's like the main word. It comes up 6 times in your speech, and you say it wrong every time. Sedentary. Sedentary behavior, you know, because the way you're saying it, it's like, what the hell is she saying? You know, I couldn't figure it out. So the rest of the speech I thought was pretty effective until the point where you had to go to the notes on the podium where you suddenly got stuck doing that. And you went from being, you know, really engaged and involved to kind of distracted about what was going on the side there. And so that I think is a little bit problematic. But there's a lot of good information in the speech. You did a good job citing that material. It's a basic problem solution structure, so it's pretty easy to follow. The language I think is clever there at the end. You've got some turns of phrases that you're using. The problem is that you kind of repeat the same idea in 2 spots, and that takes the edge off of it a little bit. And I think that you want to use that as your exit line, and that would probably be the best way to do that. All right, I'm trying to keep it short because I know you're anxious to get to your registration. There you go.
Thank you.
All right.